Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Batman, my favorite character.
I love Batman.
Had to hit him twice. Just on one tip. That's right, kids. When you hear that Australian voice, you know it's time for another. We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. Batman. I am Phil, and it's the end of the month, so we've swapped out one biscuit hunter for another. So this time we have
Justin the Owl swooping back into Gotham, or into London, actually this time.
It's basically my the same co-host. It's whether male or female, but personality pretty much the same.
Yes, we're very much of a similar spirit.
The three C's.
Comics, cannabis, and cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh, I forget what we were talking about, but she mentioned something about chicken. I said, I got your chicken drop right here.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Well,
that escalated quickly.
All right, kids. Yes, Justin is here again because, yes, we're back to Nightfall, and this time we're talking Knightquest The Search.
The Search. We're switching gears this time.
We're back to Bruce. Yes, Batman Shadow of the Bat 21 through 23. He's tracked his girlfriend and his and Tim's father to England, which we haven't seen since we covered Justice League Task Force.
Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it? It's been a while. And they were down in South America during that.
Yeah,
story.
Santa Prisca. Yeah,
Santa Prisca. So from South America to London, we're tracking all across the globe here.
You know, Santa Prisca, the Madapore of the DC universe.
A wretched hive of scum and villainy.
I didn't say New Jersey. It's me a little joke. Every time it's like, you mention New Jersey, we're like, that wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Every country has to have one.
America has several.
Yeah. One for every coastline.
All right, everyone. So should we jump into these issues?
Yeah.
There's a lot here. All right, so we start off with Batman Shadow of the Bat number 21 from November 1993. Bruce Wayne 1, The Hood. It's like, are we calling Bruce Wayne a hood? What? One of our favorite writers, Mr. Alan Grant.
Yes.
But no Norm. This time pencils Brent Blevins. Penciler and inker Brent Blevins. Colorist Adrian Roy, letterer Todd Klein, and editors Dennis O'Neil and Jordan B. Gorfinkel.
And a gorgeous painted cover by Brian Stelfreeze.
I think, I forget how long they went on Shadow of the Bat, but it seemed like from like the beginning until a certain point, they had painted covers.
Yeah, I think he did all the painted covers for maybe the first couple of years, maybe. But yeah, I would love to have a book of just all the covers of these that he did, because they're so good.
Yeah,
all of them.
I swear it went at least to like 50 or maybe even beyond.
Oh, was it that long? Wow.
I think, it seemed like it.
Yeah.
All right, so because that cover is great. Cause all it is like Bruce Wayne and it, facing this hood guy, and it's
And the first time I saw that cover, I thought, for a brief moment, I thought it looked kind of like the medieval Azrael costume.
Yes. Yes.
And I thought, oh wow, is Bruce fighting like a new Azrael? Like somebody else has got a hold of the old Azrael costume, but obviously that didn't happen.
Oh, not another one.
Here we go again.
All right. Bruce Wayne continues his search for Shondra Kinsolving, or as Lilith likes to call her, Dr. Plot Resolver. And it has taken him to London, England. He seeks out the local vigilante, The Hood, and as Batman, asks him to break and enter into the Secret Service's offices and retrieve a classified file in exchange for info on a cocaine ship from Gotham City to arrive at Tilbury Docks and a list of suspects. Bruce deduced that Jack Drake wasn't the target of the kidnapping, so he unraveled Sondra's past and found she used to have a partner named Benedict Asp, and that's the file Hood was asked to retrieve from the Secret Service. Yeah, lots of stuff is going on behind the scenes since we last seen Bruce. He's starting to put, you know, we made a hop, skip, and a jump to. It's like, okay, Shondra was the target. She worked with Benedict Asp, and
yeah, they're filling in some blanks.
Yes, I think we're like, we need to wrap this up before zero. We need to wrap everything up before 0 hour, all of Nightfall. So.
We only have another year left to tell this story.
Yeah. While Hood was doing Batman's task, Bruce realized that few women have, boy, they even put this in quotes, have touched him.
Oh, heavens.
Among which are Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Talia al Ghul, Vicky Vale, and last, Shondra Kinsolving. So he vows to find and save her. Okay. Again, I know Lilith calls her Dr. Plot Resolver because, you know, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she like has like this mutant power to like start healing him and stuff. Because he just went to her as like a regular doctor because he knew of her because she was doing physical rehab on Jack Drake and stuff. But it's
right.
And I guess I don't know. Could the power be like her power having a subtle influence on him? Because I'm like, they haven't even been out on a date, and he's like ready to like give up Batman for her. I mean, again, he's injured anyway, but it's like he's ready to give up everything, tell her the whole truth, and just ride off into the sunset with her. And I'm like, have you even kissed this woman?
Yeah, he's putting her up on the same pedestal as like Talia,
yes,
and Catwoman, like, and he's known her for like how long? Maybe less than a year, or a year in comic book terms, and. Yeah, the thing with the power, like, where did that come from? There was no explanation of that beforehand. Before I read this issue, I thought that she was just like a scientist that had like dabbled in experimental techniques to like help people walk again or things like that. I had no idea that she like had some type of extra sensory power where she could touch somebody and just kind of heal the wounds, and then they try to use her ability as a weapon, like. What is this? Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot that we didn't know about that was just kind of in here.
Again, was this like a last minute change again to like expedite stuff where it's like, oh yeah, we need him fully healed by the time 0 hour rolls around?
Yeah. So yeah, in that regard, Lilith is definitely not wrong. She is Dr. Plot Resolver, MD.
Yeah. Again, I'm like, I don't think he ever saw her outside of like in any social situation. I think it was always like a doctor's appointment, and all of a sudden he's in love with her. I'm like, it has to have something to do with his powers.
Yeah. When did this romance blossom? Like, they never had time to spend any time together. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, she laid her hands on him, and you know, it's just
it's ting ting tingaloo, ting ting tingaloo.
And he's like, lower.
Oh my.
Keep going. What was it that Lilith said she had a Wayne Foundation grant, so she had to pay off that student debt.
Tap him away downtown. It's winter time.
If it was too subtle for you kids,
it's winter time.
Oh yeah, she had to pay. Yeah, she has to pay off those student loans. You know.
Give me the money, gimme.
This is Gotham. Ain't nothing for free in Gotham.
Oh, my.
All that stuff.
Pull yourself up and slip into it. The hard was implied. Mind if I slam your butt in the pokey lady? In your booty.
All right, so that's where we're at. Meanwhile, Shondra was trapped inside Monkley Hall, an old building owned by Benedict Asp, and forced by him to use her healing powers in order to avoid further punishment towards Jack Drake. Shondra is forced to heal a deep cut wound self-inflicted by one of her captors, while Benedict Asp amplifies her healing powers so the wound closes almost completely in a matter of seconds. This activity was monitored by Colonel Vega from another room with some equipment that received the telekinesis waves and reverted them, so instead of healing, the activity would kill the target. That result was verified using a lab mouse that died instantly after the exposure to the sonic waves. When Hood finally delivers the file to Batman, it is revealed to Bruce where Asp is living currently and decides to go to Monkley Hall. So there is going to be a hunt ball at the place, and it's the perfect occasion to discover where Shondra is. Go to the ball, kids.
Mm-hmm. Fancy.
Did you ever hear that old joke? What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball? Highbrow humor, kids.
A couple of balls down the gob. Gobble, gobble.
Breath control is important, sweetheart.
Wow!
Sex on the mind. The hard master.
That Ray, what a pervert. Anyway, it's Batman. He'll never hear this. No, he larks sometimes though.
He's not gonna hear this.
He might listen to especially with the Azrael stuff. He might.
Oh yeah. I don't know, but the minute he sees that cover, it says Bruce Wayne Part 1. He's gonna be like, I'm out.
Oh yeah, that's true. None of the Bruce.
So, what did you think of this first issue?
I love the artwork of Brett Blevins. He's
Yes.
actually one of my favorites. I love him. And there was one panel too where the Hood is during the sequence when the Hood is in the docks.
Yes.
Where he kind of takes off in the moonlight, and Brett Blevins was the artist over on Sleepwalker, which was one of my favorites over at Marvel from a few years prior to this. And in that one panel, that the Hood looks almost exactly like Sleepwalker to me, and I was so tickled by that. I wondered if that was a little subtle thing from Brett Blevins to the fans of Sleepwalker, like, hey, take a look at this. But yeah, I thought the character of the Hood was cool, and the whole stuff with Kinsolving and the mutant power was weird. Still, when I was rereading this, it still was like, it just comes out of nowhere. If there had been some lead up to it, I think I would have liked it better, but it still kind of throws it off for me when I'm reading this issue.
Yeah.
I wish that they had maybe introduced that later on in the issue and used this issue instead to be the lead up to that. I think that would have worked a little bit better.
I mean, did they write that backbreaking and not have a plan to fix it? And so maybe they're like, oh yeah, we need something to fix that. Because I'm like, would it have been too out of the blue if they just waited till the end and been like, I can fix your back. How? I have these special powers.
Right. Yeah.
But
which makes me think is probably what you were saying.
Yeah.
They wanted to fast track it and make it that, okay, well, we've got to have him be healed faster rather than so.
But I guess too, like, we need a reason. It's like, well, if the kidnapping wasn't about Jack Drake, then why would someone want to kidnap Shondra too?
Right. Yeah. What reason would they have for keeping her around?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, if she had invented some type of experimental, like, surgical technique, let's say, to fix people's spinal columns, like if she had stumbled upon that discovery, I thought that would have been a little bit more easier to handle than this mutant power where she's like closing wounds by touching them. I just, yeah.
And I guess
we still can't get into it.
And I guess we don't want to telegraph the ending, but if she would have had like some kind of surgical technique, Bruce could have been like, too, instead of, I'm in love with her, it could have been like, I have to find her because she's the only one who can fix my back, and the only way I can become Batman again.
Right. Exactly. And if she's got these powers, like, why is Jack Drake still sitting all busted up in that chair with the oxygen mask on? Like, why didn't she use her powers on him to fix him, like, right away?
That was so weird to me, too, because it's like, he didn't get his back broken. I mean, his whole thing was, like, when he got poisoned by the Obi-Man, and I was just like, how is he all messed up? Was it, like, lack of oxygen or something?
Like, that dude is messed up in that chair. Like,
he was in a coma was in a coma for a while, but...
Yeah, but... Maybe that's how they tried to explain that away, is that he was poisoned.
Yeah.
And so her powers won't work on something like that. But still, it's like...
Well, you know why Bruce Wayne started healing quicker? Because he's the goddamn Batman!
That's right! He wanted to do it for her love. For the love of Dr. Shondra Kinsolving.
He thrives on pain. I do like that scene in the beginning, like when he's like facing the Hood and he like has to prop himself up against that pipe, and Hood's like, "How do I know you're really Batman?" He's like, "I've trained most of my life to fight." He's like, "You want to try me?"
Yeah, you want to try me? And Alfred's over there with his hand on his forehead, like, "Oh no, please don't."
Alfred's just doing the Picard meme. He's just like, "Oh no."
Yeah. I also liked the part where Alfred had the costume on.
Oh yeah, because when Hood brings the information back, we see him get the drop on Batman, rip the mask off, and it's Alfred.
Yeah, it's Alfred. And he gives the whole Cockney accent, the English Cockney accent.
Oh, big gentleman paid me to get this for him.
Thank you, sir, and God bless. You're a true knight of the night. No mistake.
I mean, at least it makes sense. Alfred can pull that off because, one, he's an actor, but two, he is from England. So it's like,
yeah, definitely. And he goes, "In fact, I sometimes wonder why I ever gave up the stage," he says.
Because in part 2, we'll get to someone else impersonating a British person.
Yeah, Alfred's not the only one that gets up to some acting in this story.
All right. Want to get to part 2?
Yeah. A day in the death of an English village.
Ooh, ominous. Oh, yes. This is one of the few occasions where Alfred poses as the Batman.
He's done it a few times.
Yeah. All right. So, part 2, Batman Shadow of the Bat, number 22, December 1993. Yeah, you already said the title, Bruce Wayne and 2, A Day in the Death of an English Village. I was going to say same team, but except this time inks by Steve George.
Steve George.
I don't think I'm familiar. All right, so Bruce Wayne is on his way to Monkley Hall to meet Benedict Asp, the last and only connection to Shondra Kinsolving's whereabouts. While Alfred drives him to the place, Bruce disguises himself as an English aristocrat by the name of Sir Hemingford Grey to avoid recognition. I would have messed with Ray now. From now on, I'd be like, I know your favorite character, Sir Hemingford Grey. Who's that? Just say you love Sir Hemingford Grey. Just say you love Matches Malone. Tell me.
Just say it. We need a drop.
Say it. My favorite character is Sir Hemingford, and you can hear him type it on Google. Son of a.
Make sure to Google it before you say it, right?
No. My favorite character is Sir Hemingford. Crap. So yes, he disguises himself as Sir Hemingford Grey to avoid recognition. On their way, they witness a fox hunting chase that is disrupted by some hunt saboteurs. And as things get raw between the hunters and the saboteurs, Bruce interferes and puts an end to the discussion. One of the saboteurs is unmasked by Bruce and identifies himself as George Cross. Just as he is leaving, he glances toward Alfred with suspicion. Bruce recognizes the way Cross moved and deduces he is actually Hood. So his last name is Cross, and he had a cross on his costume. Oh, God.
Yeah. 93.
But yes, Bruce recognized him as Hood, the British vigilante, hoping that Hood didn't recognize Alfred or that he has not read the foul on Asp. They continue on their way to Monkley Hall. At that moment, Shondra is performing the same healing act over and over until Asp decides to let her rest and locks her away with Jack Drake. Bruce arrives at Monkley and introduces himself to Asp as Sir Hemmingford Grey, previous owner of Monkley, and requests for admittance at the Knight's Ball. While doing so, he places a bug transmitter in Asp's living room. With a formal invitation to the ball, Bruce leaves to further listen to Asp's activities from a distance. Meanwhile, inside Monkley, in the secret dungeons, Colonel Vega develops an electronic helmet that helps Asp to channel his telekinetic powers to a target and reverse the healing effects in order to kill the target. At the same time, Alfred contacts Tim Drake back in Gotham City and learns the latest news of the city and its new Batman. I believe the term tearing the night up like paper came up. An
apt description.
Sometime after, Secret Service... it's oh my God, it lives rent free in my head when Bruce finally gets back to Gotham and sees everything and hears everything Jean Paul's done, and he says to Tim, "Why did you stop him?" And he's like, "I'm 15. What did you want me to do?"
Exactly.
This guy could go toe to toe with you. What did you want me to do?
This guy beat up Bane, and you want me to do something about him? Like,
yes. The first time,
beat the tar out of Dick. Like, what do you want me to do here?
The first time he met, he went toe to toe with you. What did you want me to do? I haven't even conquered puberty yet. You want me to beat a programmed assassin? Okay.
So good. Yeah.
Sometime after, Secret Service agents arrive at Monkley Hall to tell Asp that his fowl was stolen and demanded demonstration of the experiments Asp has been working on with the Secret Service's money. This is monitored closely by Bruce with the transmitter and by Hood with some binoculars, giving away that he has read the fowl he stole before he delivered it. At the time of the ball, Bruce arrives and starts looking for the secret entrance, but with no luck. Asp is in the dungeon giving the demonstration he was requested. He and Shondra perform the healing act once more, but this time Asp uses the helmet designed by Vega and focuses his mind towards the nearest village, killing everyone immediately. After finishing the demonstration, he takes Shondra outside for a walk. Bruce sees the woman he loves and goes to talk to her, but as he is disguised or she doesn't want to put in jeopardy Jack Drake's life, she denies knowing the man and asks to be left alone. The Batman, cock blocked.
Yeah. First time for everything.
Oh. Alright. That's odd. Despite being part of Knightquest, this issue wasn't included in Batman Nightfall Volume 2 Knightquest collection.
Yeah, some of the Knightquest, the search stuff wasn't included in that collection, which was kind of weird, yeah.
I guess they were focusing on Jean Paul, but
yeah, the Crusade.
Yes,
yep.
I have these floppies, but yes, kids, it is also on DC Universe Infinite app. So
yes, yeah.
So we did mention you pay us sponsorship money.
That's right. That's right.
All right, what did you think of part 2, Justin?
I like this one. I especially love the part where the dude broke up the fox hunt.
Yes,
because I hate fox hunts. I think that's horrifying shit. I still can't believe it's being done some parts of the world. But anyway, I'm so glad that the dude broke that up, and he was spraying the fox scent on the guy so that the dogs started mauling him. I thought that was great. I love that part. And also, I love the part where Bruce is just kind of walking around outside during the day when they're playing that cricket match, and there's a ball that just comes flying right at his face, and he just reaches his hands up, casually and grabs it. It's so good.
I know.
It's so casual and so perfect. But yeah, more of this stuff with Shondra's powers, I can't get into that. I can't get into that whole plot device. And the thing with him using that ability to kill the whole village full of people, I thought, well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I liked pretty much everything else a lot. And the art is excellent. The inks from this guy are really good with Brett Blevins' artwork. It's a good compliment.
And I mean, I guess authorities would show up after this story, but I'm just like, a whole village just gets killed immediately, and there's nothing seems, it seems like nobody pays attention.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like to me that, I don't know, killing one person maybe, or two? Because he went from killing mice. He killed he experimented on one or two mice. And then he killed a whole village after that. It's wow.
And then if you want to keep this on the down low, do you really kill a whole village?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see them kidnapping one person from the village and bringing them into their little dungeon and killing them with this weapon. But yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we wanted to show the devastating effects of this weapon.
Yeah. But I liked most of the issues.
Oh yeah.
I had issues with some of the plot points were a little weird.
Yeah, but yeah, like you were saying, some of the Bruce stuff was good, like the cricket match, him catching the ball and stuff, or even at the beginning during the fox hunt when he comes to help. The hood, just beating guys with those canes.
I think that was my favorite part of the issue. I mean, obviously with the fox hunt stuff, I love seeing that busted up. But just the way that Bruce laid into those guys, I thought was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I've never been a hunter, and it's all weird to me. Have you ever seen people take pictures and put them on Facebook with they shoot a deer or something, holding up the dead deer? I'm like, that is so weird to me.
Tongue is hanging out.
Yeah,
it's so gross
to
me.
Or even turkeys or something. But I'm like, that's so weird to me.
Yeah, it's so, I don't get it.
I don't get killing any animal unless it's one, self-defense, or two, it's you're gonna eat for food or something.
If you eat it, yeah. Well, and where I live, a lot of people do that. They hunt the deer and that's their food for a month or two, whatever. But yeah, just to cut its head off and put it on the wall, or the fox hunting, what's the virtue in that? You're tearing this poor little animal to shreds for what? For what reason? What good reason is there behind any of that? You're not going to eat that. You never intended to eat the fox. What are you doing that for? It's abominable. Same thing with bullfights and all that horrible shit. There's no honor in any of that. It's just slaughter. It's disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
that's
my fox hunt rant over with. I could rant for hours about that crap.
Hey man, Noel loves the rants, man. Lilith, man, he loves the rants from both of you.
Yeah, but when it comes to, for me, that's the worst though. Is animal cruelty. That's my number one. Loathe is people that are cruel to animals just for sport. I think it's disgusting. Especially
animals that can't hurt you back. It's if it's something well, you better kill that lion or else it's going to tear you up. Right. It's okay, man. Tear him up.
Exactly, yeah. But a fox, how's that going to defend itself against guys on horseback with this horde of hounds? It's disgusting. I hate it. Anyway.
Well, I think it was part of the speech too. Alfred was giving Bruce in the beginning. It's the lords and the people used to have a more beneficial relationship, but it's now the people don't care because the lords don't take care of them and stuff, and it's just selfish and
do whatever they want and kind of piss all over the rest of the village. Yeah.
Glad we don't have leaders like that over here.
Yeah, it's so different over here.
Again, I'm sure there's varying degrees, but I'm I don't know anymore. It feels like any country you go to are going to just get varying degrees of a-holes. It's just...
Yeah. There's always going to be a rich upper class elite.
There's always going to be people who are in it for the money and not for the, good of the public. Yeah.
Yeah. And that abuse the power, the authority that they have. There's always going to be that in every country, for sure.
I just feel like a lot of those people scare off the people who do have good intentions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Gives the rest of them a bad name and makes people doubt them when they try to do something altruistically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get to the last issue?
Yeah, number 23.
Yes, Batman Shadow of the Bat 23, January 1994. Of course, we had to go there. Bruce Wayne 3, Curse of the Bat.
Curse of the Bat.
Same team. Bruce is in shock with Shondra's reaction towards him. He doesn't believe she could not recognize him, even though he is disguised as Sir Hemingford Grey. Bruce insists, but Shondra makes it clear that she doesn't recognize him and that she is there with Benedict Asp as his willing partner. Some of Asp's personal security grab Bruce and drag him out of Monkley Hall. Some of them were the aristocrats Bruce had an encounter with in the morning, and they are looking for some retribution. They circle Bruce, but he manages to knock all of them down using the canes that he uses to walk, and were modified by Harold so they could throw knockout gas and be used as an electroshock weapon.
Nice. I want one of those.
Yes! Give him the gas. Light him up. And yes, nerds, I know that's thunder. Don't write in. Yes, that was the sound of thunder, atmospheric conditions for thunder, and not any electricity or lightning-based phenomenon.
Yeah, we know.
I could do a great impression of a nerd. Who knew? But yeah, once Bruce gets rid of all of them, he's unable to decide what to do next. In the Monkley village, Colonel Vega and Yuri are seeking among all the population dead bodies, one to take back to Monkley Hall. When they see Hood approaching them, they hide in some trees and ambush Hood. Unable to defend himself, Hood uses his flare gun as a call for help. Bruce, incapable of ignoring the call, leaves Monkley Hall and knocks out Colonel Vega and Yuri with some tranquilizer darts fired from his cane. After saving Hood, Bruce returns to Monkley Hall. I love how he's like, I want to go after the woman I love, but the curse of the bat. Asp suspects that somebody is tracking Shondra and decides to leave the place for good. He sends some Secret Service agents to help Vega and Yuri to retrieve a body as he packs the psionic weapon they've designed. Then he leaves Jack Drake to die in a cellar, knocks out Shondra, and drags her to a secret escape route. When Bruce arrives to Monkley Hall, he finds himself against the Secret Service agents. With some help from Hood, he enters the hall and finds it utterly empty except for an agonizing but still alive Jack Drake. After calling an ambulance for Drake, Bruce heads out of the hall just to watch Asp leaving the place in a helicopter with Shondra by his side. The Secret Service agents are tied down, and Hood explains to Bruce that everyone in Monkley is dead. Bruce fears for Alfred's life and heads for the village, finding dead bodies everywhere. When all hope is lost, Alfred appears out of nowhere and explains that he had gone to take a walk out of the village. When Alfred catches up on events, he decides not to tell Bruce the troubles of the new Batman in Gotham City.
Yeah, I might want to save that for another time.
I don't think those knockout canes are going to work on Jean-Paul Valley.
Yeah. Tranquilizer darts.
After all the events, Hood approaches Alfred and tells him what a privilege it is to work with the Batman, and that they may rest assured that he will not tell anyone the Batman's secret. Bruce is thinking of all of what just happened and feels betrayed. He thinks he was fooled by Shondra and that she had planned all of the scheme. He solemnly swears to find Shondra and bring her to justice. Oh yeah, it's funny. Hood's like, I won't tell anyone Batman's secret, that he's actually Sir Hemingford Grey.
The secret identity is revealed at last. And who knew it was a British guy living in Africa for many years.
Oh, I know. How many times did he repeat that? Was mauled by a rogue elephant. If you
a rogue bull trampled me in the outback.
Oh man, I mean, they really had Bruce like beefed up in this.
And I love the mustache too, the mutton chops.
Yes.
It's a perfect disguise. It's great.
All right. So, what did you think of the conclusion of this?
It was a little weird, yeah. I really liked the action, like the part with the Hood fighting the guys and how Bruce had to kind of come to his rescue. I love the trick canes that Harold rigged up for Bruce with the tranquilizer ducts and the tasers and the gas. That was a nice little touch. But again, the whole thing with the Shondra is weird. Like him hollering at the very end when he's hollering at the sky, like, I swear all the lives of all the people that died tonight, I'll bring Shondra Kinsolving back and all this. Like, where did this all come from, Bruce? Like, how long have you been holding on? How long have you been harboring these deep, unrequited passions for Dr. Shondra Kinsolving?
Well, again, the guy should have been in therapy since he's been 8. So I mean, it's yeah. But I think it's not a lot of women who can lead him around by the batarang. But when they do, man, when he's betrayed, man, shaking that fist at the air.
That's right. Now it's personal.
That is I know that last page is something else. Him in those mutton chops in like a tuxedo, shaking his fist at the air.
And he's huge.
Standing in a graveyard.
He's massive in that picture.
Holding onto a cane.
Yeah. But again, I also have a problem with the whole village getting killed off by the test of this.
Yes.
Device. Like, the dude went from, in one issue, he went from killing one mouse to 2 mice in the next issue, and then a whole village. Like, I just...
My problem is Alfred survives because, he took a walk outside the city limits. Okay, because the machine knew the city limits, you know?
Yeah. He took a walk in the woods, apparently.
Yes.
Like, he just is like, it's a brilliant night for a stroll out in the woods, I guess.
I was away from the building, so it was fine.
Yeah, and then why is the dude going to go into the basement and just rip the mask off of
Jack Drake
and just let him die? Like, why?
Because
I mean, I get that he's cruel and he's an ass and all this other stuff.
No, an asp.
Asp. He made a real asp of himself. What an asshole.
You left me for dead, you a-hole.
How about you?
I mean, I could kind of hand wave that just because it's like, I mean, I guess he doesn't want to keep lugging around this guy in a wheelchair, but it's like, oh, hey, he's a witness, so
Yeah, true. Yeah, but wouldn't he just, kill him? He'd just kill him outright.
I'm just wondering why they kind of wrote Jack Drake out of this. Or it's like, do we need him back in Tim's Robin book? Or is this,
Oh, yeah.
Is that why we made the target of the kidnapping Shondra? So Bruce has a reason to keep going, even though we've already rescued Jack Drake.
True. He has an impetus to keep going. Yeah, because after this, Jack went back to the States, right?
Yes.
And he went to... Does he appear in Robin next? Or
I believe, he I think it's like right... It's so weird because I'm trying to remember. I don't know if he goes to the hospital first or something, because I remember Tim picking him up in the same issue when Bruce eventually gets back too, so...
Mm-hmm. And how long was he still jacked up in that wheelchair for?
He was, it was a while because he, eventually gets another physical therapist, which he eventually marries.
See, I always forget that he was poisoned.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he was poisoned, but I always forget that was what put him in the chair. Because I don't know
if it was lack of oxygen or something or brain damage, because he was in a coma for a while after he got poisoned. So I don't know if that had something to do with it, because I don't know if they ever really explained why he was in the chair.
Yeah, I always forget about that he was poisoned initially, and that was what put him in that chair. I always thought that he was run over or something, or fell down was thrown down some stairs or something. It was just my memory.
I mean, unless it was
my memory implanting things for me.
Unless it was just a nerve toxin or something. I don't know, but
I'll have to reread that Mayhem Man story, because it's been a hot minute since I've read that and I forgot. But Yeah, I always forget about that he was poisoned, and that's what jacked him up in that chair for so long. It was like a year that he was in this chair. I was like, wow, what did that man poison him with? God, did he have the Black Death in there, or what? Tuberculosis? We're going to give Jack Drake tuberculosis.
Oh, wow. I don't know if that was. I don't know why he was like that for so long, or was that just a conscious decision where it's just like, yeah, we'll keep him out of Tim's hair for a while, or
or do something to keep Tim perpetually worried about,
or it's like, should we kill him off? I don't know. We already killed off the mother. Let's wait a while.
Yeah. We'll wait until Identity Crisis, and then we'll have Captain Boomerang kill him. Great idea.
Yeah, because they played it up as different for a while. It's like, oh, hey, here's a Robin who, has like a living parent for once.
Yeah, and I liked that, to be honest with you. I thought that was refreshing. And I was bummed when they killed Jack off in Identity Crisis. I was like, what? Why?
I know.
Why?
Why?
Like, what?
It wasn't even Tim's book or a Batman book. Yeah, it was Identity Crisis. I know.
What does Jack Drake have anything to do with anything in this story, and anything to do with Captain Boomerang? Identity Crisis. Dizzying whirlpool of nonsense. Anyway, we won't get on a rant about that, Phil.
Oh, yeah. DC and their decisions.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts on this?
It's just, it's too bad that the story in these ones were kind of wonky, because otherwise there'd be great issues with the Hood.
Yeah.
And with this story, but just the way that they introduced Shondra's power and the whole romance between her and Bruce, like, it seems off to me. It seems a little weird. Yeah. I wonder if the Knightquest search stuff would read better in a collection like the Crusade is. Did they ever do a collection of the search?
I don't know. That's what it's saying.
Or was it just the Crusade?
I thought it said something about the search, but I don't know. It said it didn't reprint these issues, so unless it reprinted the last issues of it or something. Because, yeah, like I said, I've read these all on floppies, so I don't know how they collected them.
Because after this, it goes over to, I think, Legends of the Dark Knight, right?
Yeah, and we might have to wait a little bit. I don't think it's like right away, because it's like closer to the end of Knightquest. So, yeah, I think it's like 3 issues of Legends of the Dark Knight, and then it like jumps into Night's End. I think, yeah.
Yeah, Legends of the Dark Knight number 59.
Yes,
is the next. But in Shadow of the Bat, there's I think another Crusade, Knightquest the Crusade issue that comes after this.
I think the rest of the Legend or Shadow of the Bat issues are the Crusade from this point on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, the next one is the baby one.
Yes, the big kidnappers. Yes,
the baby kidnappers. Yeah.
All right, but yes. Well, next week, Lilith will be back. We're going to start our April episodes. I picked some crazy ones for her for April. Well, week 1, we're going to do Batman 481 and 482, a Maxi Zeus story. I'm like, I have to have a Maxi Zeus story for April.
Maxi Zeus.
Yes.
Definitely.
And then,
that's some good stuff right there.
And then week 2, Detective Comics 687 and 688. You guys may not remember, but it was like a one-off villain called Captain Fear. He's basically a pirate.
Oh, yeah, I remember Captain Fear.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think he was brought back for a couple of other...
Oh, was he? Because I was going to say, I don't know if we ever unmasked this guy or not.
I feel like he showed up in The Spectre.
Oh.
Maybe. Was he a supernatural character?
No, he was basically just a pirate robbing people on ships and stuff. Yeah, no.
Okay, maybe it was a different pirate character that showed up in The Spectre.
He did disappear into the water, unless he died and came back as.
Maybe that was it, because this guy was a ghost. Yeah, but yeah, I remember Captain Fear. Yeah, that's cool.
Then week 3, Detective Comics 705 through 707. Deathstroke is in there. I believe Gunhawk is in there.
Oh, Gunhawk, yeah.
Eventually, you and I will get to his first appearance during Nightfall.
Yes.
Was it Gunhawk and what's her face? Is it Bunny?
Yeah. Yeah, that's coming up actually pretty soon in Knightquest.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in 1 month, when Justin returns, we're just going to do one issue that episode, Detective Comics 670, the Mr. Freeze issue.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Love that one.
Oh, yeah. I think got some guest start on that, too.
Yeah.
The name just escaped my mind, but it's isn't it Barry Kitson? I know he was doing Superman at one of the Superman books at the time. Yeah,
and this was before he did the Azrael series, of course, because he went on to do that.
Yeah,
it might be Barry Kitson. Yeah, I love his stuff too.
Double checking out. Yes, Barry Kitson. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
but you say Barry Kitson. Yeah, the first thing that pops in my head when you say Barry Kitson is '90s Superman.
Yeah,
full mullet and all.
Yeah. Yeah, because he took over on Superman shortly after the resurrection, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, what was it? It might have been Adventures of Superman. It was one of the Superman books. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah. That was a standalone story, too, right? The Mr. Freeze one. It was just that one issue.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the morgue,
I remember being surprised by that. I was like, wow, they just kept it to one issue. They weren't going to do more with Mr. Freeze, but that's cool. It was a great issue.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna cover that, kids. And again, if you haven't listened or watched the other March episodes Lilith and I have done, we've been doing some Huntress.
Yes, I listened to that one. I really enjoyed that. Love the Huntress.
So yeah, so we did that in March. I just gave you the April episodes. May we're gonna be doing May as a theme, kids. It's gonna be all about clay. Clay faces.
I love it.
Except for that last week. Don't worry, kids. You're still going to get your Nightfall episode. But yes, every other week in May is going to be clay faces.
And Jean Paul, actually, in Knightquest, he goes up against the clay faces, doesn't he?
Yes. I couldn't work it out. But yes, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But we're going to get lots of good stuff, kids, coming up here. So send us all the thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find everything Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, basically anything you're looking for. You can contact us through there. Even go to tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. I know it's long, but don't worry, it's all in the show notes. It's so long, that's what she said. All right, Justin. Besides your 1 month or your one appearance a month here, every week you're on Marvel Tales over on Capes and Lunatics, but also you do some other podcasts with some other gentlemen. Where can people find those? Yes.
In addition to these two shows with Phil, I also co-host with my pal Russell, Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where we talk about everything to do with the Incredible Hulk and the She-Hulk twice a month. We also have Predator and Prey, a Yoja podcast, which we co-host with our good friend, the High Priest of Khonshu Ray, where we talk about everything to do with the Predator, comics, movies, games, video games, novels, and more. And we just had an intro to our podcast done by none other than Chris Hansen from Datelines to Catch a Predator.
Really? Wow. Nice.
Yeah, Russell had him do an intro for us on, I think, Cameo.
Oh, nice.
It's so fantastic. I was tickled about that for a whole week. And then also my quote-unquote solo project, the Lost Library of Legends, in which once a month I will be diving into some obscure and little-known comic book series of the past. Will be coming out hopefully sometime in March.
Scream at!
And I'll be doing a lot of that on that show.
Tap, tap, tapping my way downtown.
And that too.
Talking all the biscuits.
My favorite biscuit. That's right. All biscuits all the time.
Oh my god. Was it Lilith mentioned Namor the other day? I said, "Oh, hold on, stop! I have to hit the button."
My favorite biscuit. Absolutely, as it should be.
But yeah, no, Chris Hansen, that's cool. But I'll give you your Chris Hansen and raise you a Todd Stashbrook from Picard season 3.
This is Todd
Oh yes,
a.k.a. Captain Liam Shaw of the Starship Titan, and you are listening to Capes and Lunatics.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I need to get caught up on Picard. I'm so behind.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, season 3 is so good.
Mm.
Oh, I told. That's what I was saying to Lilith the other day. I said, we're friends with a Federation captain now.
I love it. I love it. Got connections with the Federation.
Yay.
It is bittersweet though because it's the last season.
I know.
Like, oh, I don't want it to be the end.
I know, but all those people are aging, and it's like, come on. I think Patrick Stewart's like 80. I'm like, let him go.
Yeah,
let him go.
I know. It's still bittersweet though.
Let that man enjoy life. He's like 80, and I think his wife's like 40 or 50. Let him enjoy life.
He's enjoying life, trust me. That man is enjoying his life. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Celebrity Talk, kids. Yes, again, come back in first week of April. Lilith and I will be talking Maxie Zeus from Batman 41 and 42.
Yeah.
And this man right here will be back in 1 month to talk Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze in the morgue.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
One of the funniest moments in comics. I love it.
So good.
All right, children, yes.
And send in your thoughts to any of the things we talked about. And send in your thoughts about the Hood. Should the Hood come back?
Yes.
I don't think we ever saw the Hood again after this story.
I think he might have, or at least a version might have showed up in Batman Incorporated at some point. But I don't even know if it was the same guy or not. I don't know. All right.
I think he should return.
Oh, yeah.
And bust up fox hunting everywhere.
Exactly. All right, kids. Come back next time. Remember, join us. Same bat time.
Same Bat Channel.
Way of the night.
The Batman Podcast.
And you're welcome, Ray.